Look, it's all zeros. 0% financing, 0% down, 0% repairs and labor costs for 10 years. Experience the premier difference today. Financing is available with approved credit. Offer expires 9/30/2024. Premier Heating and Air is offering system checkups. Heat or AC, your choice, $49. Free estimate restrictions may apply, and this offer can't be combined with other offers. Experience the premier difference today. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
It was a lot of fun getting out there day one. We got beat pretty bad in our first pool game out there, and then from that moment on, we got in there and started competing pretty well, and moved our way all the way to the big game. The big game was a lot of fun. A lot of people back home watching. I think someone told me at one point we had around 70,000 people watching that game, so that was pretty exciting for the boys, even us as coaches. It was pretty fun. A lot of it leads back to when these guys were 8, 9 years old, to be honest with you. We started playing with them at a young age, and they started working with me and Brian, and Josh Crawford's had a lot to do with this group too. And we've kind of had a lot of these guys since they were 8, 9, 10, 11. So up till this point, we've been with them a long time. So kind of the group we had going out there for the most part was some kids we kind of knew could compete at a pretty high level. So we felt good about going out there with the group. But again, you don't know till you get out there, and like we told the boys, everybody's going to be good. When you get out there on a statewide all-star type thing like that, everybody's going to have a pretty good group with them, but just who can get hot and who can find a way to win, and that was kind of our slogan out there the whole week, was just find a way. So, but I would say they've prepped a long time for this. I'd give it 4 or 5 years these kids have been working to get ready for something like that. I would say the highlight for me was, like I said, day one, we talked about, we got beat pretty bad game one against Alabama, the team we actually ended up beating twice to get out of there, and they beat us pretty bad in our first pool game. So the pool didn't hurt you in the bracket. You set up a pool to get your bracket set for the tournament, so the loss didn't hurt us, essentially, but it hurt our pride a little bit, you know. And we talked then to the kids about, you're going to have to find a way to just figure this out, whether it's pitching, hitting, base running, and to me, that was kind of the highlight. Ever since that first big talk we had with the kids, they did that. They found a way every game, whether it was pitching, hitting, base running, they just kept. And in that last game, the highlight for me in that championship was we were down several runs, and Gus Reagan hit a huge bomb in that game, 3-run home run to put us back into a good position that game. And Colt Montgomery, he hit a solo home run, I think in the 5th or the 4th right there, and it tied it up 4-4. It was a huge moment for us. And then in that, I think it was the 6th inning, the bottom 6, Bryce came up with 2 outs and hit a single in the 5-6 hole, which with 2 outs was big because it essentially led to like 3 more runs in that inning that put us up ahead enough to kind of seal the deal for us in that game. But I thought overall the way we competed all weekend with 2 outs was pretty impressive, the way we hit that whole week. It was pretty good. So the way we did our pitching, we were kind of all in out there. We had 4 or 5 guys that we really thought could throw, and we were out of 3 of them. So Cannon pitched really well out there. He was done going to that last game. Colt Montgomery was done, and Bryson Sutton. Those were kind of our top 3 guys, and we were down to we probably had 1 or 2 kids left that could throw some velo, but. Yeah, you start getting nervous when you know your pitching is getting really thin, and you might have to go into a if game in a game like that. So yeah, that Bentley Williams, we kind of called him the fireman all week because we kept bringing him in late in games, and we went to him in that game right there, and he got in. He had a huge play with 1 out, had a ground ball hit back to him at the middle. He wheeled around and got the guy in a run down at third. That was a really big play, and the next pitch he got the out at first. So I would say that was, it was one. I've played a lot of stuff in my life: football, baseball, basketball. That was. I would put that up there as one of the most funnest things I've ever been a part of. Winning almost didn't feel real for a minute, because you kind of felt like the momentum had shifted back to their favor when our pitching depth was getting low. So yeah, to have a big play like that to come out of there, it was a good feeling. Good feeling for another reason: we didn't have to have the if game, so we was able to come home a day early. Because most people don't know it, but we left on a Wednesday to go out there. And we didn't get back till that following Wednesday. So, I mean, we were gone a full week. So that was a long time to be gone out somewhere like that. So, yeah, it was, yeah, I'd put it up there. We won a state championship my senior year at Trinity in football, and I would put that up there with that. Just the excitement for the boys and the fam. We got an awesome group of family. Our family that went out there with us, we couldn't have had a better group, to be honest with you, man. We got along at the hotel. We had fun. We ate out together. We spent a lot of time at the hotel. It was definitely an experience of a lifetime for us. It was overwhelming. I mean, I'll put it this way. I didn't even put this out there, but when the last game ended, my phone, they wouldn't allow coaches to have phones in their hand during the game. And I got to my phone after the game, I had 277 text messages. And I was just like, it was from probably 100 and something different people, just people watching, streaming the game and keeping up. Friends of mine I didn't even know were watching it. So it was pretty neat to know that the community got behind you the way they did. And we've played a lot of travel ball over the years, and these boys have played the rec. But I had a conversation with a fella out there at the hotel one night about it, and I would encourage anybody that plays a lot of travel ball to get in and do stuff like this with your league and your rec, wherever your rec department is, because that was funner than any travel experience we've ever had. That was something, it was different. You know, it was definitely the community gets behind something like that. So it was exciting. Yeah, I'm proud of those boys. I love those guys. I mean, like I said, those boys, they're like you know, when you coach them as long as I have, they all feel like my nephews and sons, you know. So I'm just really proud of them and appreciate them letting me have the opportunity to coach them out there.
Okay, now we're going to talk to the kids here. And first of all, tell me who you are and tell me about your family.
My name is Bryce Shepard, and my family's Kyle Shepard, the head coach. And my mom's Brooke Shepard and KJ and Harper.
So was your dad harder on you than anybody else?
Yes, sir.
I already knew the answer to that probably, but tell us about yourself.
My name's Jasper Dean. My mom is Jenna Dean. My dad is Corey Dean, and my sister is Chloe Dean.
And tell me, that last out, you got 2 outs, you 1 out away from winning this whole thing. What was the emotion going through your mind?
Everything. I mean, it was amazing. Winning, I mean, just amazing.
What do you think, 10 years from now, what do you think will still be ingrained in your mind, some memory that you think you'll never forget?
That last out.
Okay, describe it to me, just like you're on television calling it.
Well, first of all, whenever the kid hit the ball, I thought it was a base hit, but Cannon ended up catching it, and so all I did was sprint out there. And couldn't really do much but sitting on the bench, but it was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everybody counted, everybody participated. There's no doubt about it. That's why it's a team. But tell me what you were going through your head. 2 outs. What are you thinking? Are we going to get it? Are we going to win it? We're going to lose it? What was going through your mind?
Bro, I said, if we don't get this out, I'm quitting baseball.
And you knew better than that, didn't you?
Yes,
So tell me how long y'all have been playing together.
For about, since we was 6 years old, about 7 years.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been playing baseball yourself? When's the first time you picked up a ball?
Whenever, Little League or like?
First time, you little boy?
4 or 5.
4 or 5. How about you?
Probably 4 or 5 as well.
Okay. So are y'all, since you won it all, you just going to quit now and never play again or what?
No, sir.
I would have been disappointed if you'd thought that. You going to quit?
No, sir.
What would you say to some young kids that are watching us right now that don't think they could really play baseball? What would you say to them to encourage them?
Never doubt yourself. Just, like, keep playing. Like.
Good. How about you?
Work hard and don't ever give up. Just keep working.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction. We're growing to meet your needs. We now have locations in Dublin, Georgia and in Eastman, Georgia. You can find us at 371 Georgia Highway 338 in Dublin, phone number 478-676-2662, or in Eastman, Georgia at 234 Main Street, phone number 478-559-1280. We look forward to serving all your flooring and construction needs.
Now's the time to shop Johnson's Used Cars for affordable autos, ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and more. Johnson's showroom and warehouse is packed with great deals on outdoor fun for the whole family. Take them all on a ride on your new side-by-side. Kick up the dirt on a new bike, four-wheeler, scooter, or more. Special financing available on select inventory. Layaway today at Johnson's Used Cars. Affordable autos, ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and more. 2336 Highway 80 in Dublin. See Jason Johnson today or call 478-296-9154 for Johnson Used Cars.
The experience going to Louisiana was really cool. You know, we rented a van, took a van out there so we could travel back and forth from the hotel to the field with the kids, which brought me back to my days of playing rec ball and traveling with Randy Clark and Mr. Larry Shank driving us all over in the Dublin recreation vans and vehicles, and that just brought back memories to us. So, you know, looking back at the experience, I mean, what greater experience for our community, for our kids to get out and, you know, I got to witness, you know, from the streaming, how many people were watching the games and stuff like that. And we even had a young man that lives here. Kids go to East Lawrence. You know, Mr. Thomas drove out there. He was working about 45 minutes away, and he showed up to one of our games, and it was pretty neat to see that a man that, you know, was working in Louisiana, knew we were playing, drove over and watched us play, and what greater experience for our community. Things that stood out to us, you know, to me especially, you know, going into this, you think the front part of your lineup's going to do a lot of damage, you know, going to do good, and it was just the opposite, to be honest with you. It was more the guys from 5 down, you know, that really contributed, and I think that is what won it for us. I mean, you know, it wasn't the front part of our lineup. Now, some of those guys had good games and played well, pitched really good, but for all in all, it was the 5 through 11 that our 5 through 11 were so much better than everybody else's for that weekend or that week. I mean, this is the first group from Lawrence County that's got to go do something like this. I mean, truly, like, you know, and I'm no knock on any other organization around, but for us, this is the first group with Dublin Lawrence County Recreation Authority. You know, with GRPA, you stop at state. And that was one of the things that Jordy Gray, our athletic director, really wanted to do with diving into Dixie Youth. And kudos to him because he had the vision for it. And, you know, for 2 weeks, I walked around and people said, man, we watched you on TV. What great experience. Man, that game was awesome. You know, so that in itself, and then you see who all watched the games and you pull up, you know, I mean, for 2 weeks that I was home, people were steady coming up to me and talking about, well, we watched this game. Oh, we saw so-and-so do this, and we watched, you know, this guy pitch, and, you know, oh, where's this kid from? And it was just cool to see that people actually, you know, got to watch it. And, you know, I guess sometimes I look at the negative side of social media and I look at the negative side of some of this stuff, but there are some good things. You know, being able to stream games live from Bossier, Louisiana, I mean, and people got to watch them sitting at home. My parents got to watch it. This core group's been playing together for a little while. You know, great parents. Again, we can't do this without the parents and without parents getting on board and doing this stuff and getting these kids here. You know, we practiced a good bit. You know, Kyle and Tim did most of the practicing. I just pretty much, I didn't hardly help with any of the practicing. I got to, you know, catch up on the back end and be a part of it out in Louisiana. But Kyle Shepard and Tim Howell and Jamie Williams and Corey Dean, those guys pretty much did all the practicing. They spent time with these kids. Again, talk about people in our community. That sells itself. I mean, at the end of the day, those dads and moms and parents on this team that took time to spend with their kids and other people's kids. I mean, that's That's the best thing about baseball to me. So I'm calling pitches, and I'm going through signs and calling pitches, and really the game was won the batter before, in my eyes. Bentley Williams is pitching, who had been closing basically games for us the whole week. Gets a ground ball right back to him with 1 out, man on second and third, and a lot of kids would have just thrown the ball to first base and got the out. And he checked the runner, and the runner was in no man's land, and he ran the guy out and got that. So once he got that, I knew pretty much, I was like, all right, there was a young man that was batting, a little left-handed batter, and we went fastball and first pitch, and he lines it out to Cannon at first. So, the play of the game to me was Bentley Williams being heads-up baseball. And he'd done it all week. I mean, he had come in and did his job and got kids out and got ahead and got outs. Being the director for the recreation department, people that don't get notified for some of this, Jordy Gray, again, this was Jordy's idea of going to Dixie Youth. Super proud of all our parents, grandparents, everybody that showed up and went out there. I mean, it was awesome. It was even better in person. The facility there was really nice. Really nice. Their complex, like their centerpiece of their complex was unbelievable. You could walk upstairs and you could see, I mean, it was like a tower, a huge tower, and you could watch every game. And they had TVs in the middle. I mean, it was really neat. But to tell you that the guys from Georgia that were there with Dixie Youth were telling me right off the rip, we need to host the World Series in 2027. So our field surface-wise was a lot nicer. Our layout was nicer to me. They had a nice batting cage, which was nice. But again, our complex, our community truly does not realize what we have out here.
Okay, tell us who you are and about your family.
My name is Chris Brown. My parents are Virginia and Stefan Brown. I have 3 siblings that are older than me. I'm the youngest sibling. The oldest sibling name is Daniel Brown. The second sibling is Jasmine Brown, and the third one is Leah Brown.
Okay. And when's the first time, what age were you when you picked up a baseball for the first time?
4 or 5 years old.
Okay. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Bentley Williams. My parents' name is Jessica Williams and Jamie Williams. I have one sibling named Bree Williams.
Okay. What about you? When did you pick up a baseball the first
When I was
time?
4 years old.
4 years old. Okay. 2 outs. Game's almost over. You got 1 out. You're going to win the whole thing. Tell me what was going through your mind.
I was really nervous.
What was you nervous about?
I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to be the one that lost for my team.
Yeah, you done come this far. You had to win, didn't you? Okay, 3rd out, and your coaches have described that last out to me. But that last out, you knew you won. Tell me about the emotions.
I felt really excited, and that the parents bring all of us down there, and that they really care for us.
And I know y'all been playing together for some time, the boys that won this particular championship, but how much stronger of a bond do y'all have now versus before the season started?
We have a lot better bond now than we did from the start.
Okay, 2 outs. It's just about to be over with. You don't know if you're going to win or lose. What kind of emotions was going through your mind?
I was confident. Yeah.
I can tell.
I was confident.
Yeah. You confident we're going to do it again next year, right?
Yes.
So are you just going to stop playing baseball now, right?
Nah.
No, you're going to keep playing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and tell me, during this last series, this championship, what sticks out on your mind? What's something that 10, 20 years from now you know you'll never forget about this series?
Just going to Louisiana because I've never been there before.
Okay. I understand it was cold out there. Is that right?
No, it was very hot.
Well, y'all did good. Congratulations, boys.
It's football season, and just like your favorite team, Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan's success is built on our teamwork.
Ms. Johnson, I have got you scheduled for service at Dublin Chevrolet.
Hey Dave, I think I found a problem.
I might not have been a great ball player back in the day, but one thing about it, Don sells cars pretty good here at Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan.
Count on the winning team at Farmers State Bank for a complete lineup of banking services to simplify your life. Safe and convenient banking on the go. Choose a debit or credit card for your personal and business account. And count on secure service that guard and protect your spending. At Farmers State Bank, your success is our success. And the team at Farmers State Bank is committed to serving you. Farmers State Bank, Lawrence County's leader in hometown banking. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Hey, I'm Jack Walker. I'm the chairman of the Rec Department Board of Directors. And I just speaking on behalf of the board and of the rec department in general, we are so proud of these guys. This is something that I think the whole community got excited about. I know several people who were watching online, just watching these games. And my 88-year-old dad was fixed on this whole thing. I mean, so many people were super excited about it, and it was a fun thing to watch every time they won. It just going to the next level, it was super exciting. It was just great, and we couldn't be prouder of these kids. They deserve everything. Yeah, these coaches are fantastic. I mean, that's really where it's at, right? I mean, of course it's for the kids, but you can't do any of it without coaches, and you can have volunteers, but it takes the coaches that really know what they're doing to get the kids to this kind of, to this level. And so they're just indispensable. You can't have a program that's a great program without experienced coaches. And I think that's one thing that we've got in all of our sports here in Dublin Lawrence County is great coaches. Great, not just parents, but young people that are excellent at what they do that jump in and are excited to coach kids. And but it's really these guys. It's guys like these that really make the difference, that get it to the next level. I mean, you just can't be prouder of a team that can have can bring home a banner like that. It's interesting because we're not that far away from Warner Robins, and they had a big success years ago. And we've kind of watched those kids grow up. Everybody knows those kids that were on that team, and I think it's going to be the same for these guys. We're all going to know that this was the team that won this series, and so watching them go, it's going to be cool to see them go into high school and play high school ball, and just find out what talent ends up doing. I think it's going to be fun to watch. We had kids that were on this team that weren't just from Lawrence County. We had a few kids that were outside of Lawrence County. But that's also the draw of a great program when your county has a facility like this, like Southern Pines, which truly is for our community. But it also is for surrounding communities. They get to enjoy this as well. But it's also cool to see not just all the kids outside of Lawrence County, in Lawrence County. All the different sports, it's all of that. It's exciting to see for us, those of us that kind of sit in the boardroom and make have to sign some checks and make some bigger decisions. We don't really get to see, unless you have a kid out there in the sports, and most of us do, but not in every sport. So you don't really get to see everything. But when something like this happens, I don't know, it's different. It makes you just happy to have been a part of it. It sort of validates everything that you do, all the time you give, because all of us are volunteers. It validates all the stuff that we're trying to do. But I think that it's important to note that Southern Pines is for this entire county. And the people in this county truly get to experience a lot with this facility. And it's not just kids, it's elderly people. I mean, just on the pickleball courts, you got 8-year-olds and 88-year-olds out there, you know, and walking around the pond and the, you know, adult sports and soccer and softball. And I mean, there's just so much out here, and it truly is for our community. You know, I know a lot of people complain about it all being in one place and not being able to get transportation sometimes to get here. Well, I guarantee if you can get transportation to McDonald's, you can get transportation to Southern Pines, and this is where it's at. So I just love that it really truly is for everybody.
Okay, tell us about yourself.
My name is Sutton Lewis, and my parents are Marshall Lewis and Sarah Lewis, and I go to Johnson County, and I play baseball and football.
Okay, what position you play for the championship?
Catcher.
Okay, well, you a tough one, man. You got to be tough to play catcher, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to play catcher? If you had to?
Yes, sir,
okay,
I will.
Tell us who you are and a little bit about your family.
My name's Cannon Millette. My mom is Jenny Millette, and my dad's Brian Millette.
Okay.
I go to West Lawrence Middle School. I play pitcher and first base.
Okay. So is your dad tougher on you than anybody else?
Pretty much.
Yeah. When's the first time you put a baseball in your hand?
Probably about 2 or 3.
Okay. He did it early, didn't he? How about you?
I like 2 or 3, same.
Okay. I've been asking the other boys, last inning, 2 outs, you know, 1 more out, you can win this whole thing. What was the emotions going through your mind?
That after that first loss, I thought we weren't going to get it. And then right then after we beat Tennessee, I thought we were going to have some pretty good motion going into South Carolina. And then we ended up showing up and beating them all.
Okay. You heard that. Final out. It's out. 3 outs. You know you won the thing. What about your emotions?
I was pretty excited behind the plate, trying not to get too excited. I was like, all right, come on, we just need 1 more out. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
I know y'all been playing together for some time, but are you stronger now as a team than you ever were?
Yes, sir. Especially during the championship, we were extremely strong. The first game, we weren't really with it. We weren't picking each other up. And then like I said, after that, we started picking each other up, and we started going.
Well, and you lost big that first game. How did you come back from that?
We just had to keep each other up and stay focused in the game.
Okay. Congratulations, guys.
Experienced help wanted. Top pay and benefits. At B&S Industrial Contractors, we're hiring welders, millwrights, Class A drivers, certified crane operators, diesel mechanics, concrete finishers, heavy equipment operators, and more. Call 275-2128. Experienced help wanted. Top pay, top benefits. At B&S Industrial Contractors.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space. So hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
The experience for me and the guys, I mean, this is something I've been working on for about 10 years, being in recreation. I got a couple guys bought on to build this team to go to the World Series. But when we got out there, I mean, the experience was, it was definitely hot, but I mean, those guys, they come in, showed out, and brought this thing home for me. Well, when we were 2 outs, I was really scratching my head, thinking, I mean, this could possibly happen. We get the 3rd out, I stand up, I look straight down, and the emotions hit hard because, like I say, I worked hard to build this team, to do this for Dublin. So once that 3rd out was made, I stood there for 15, 20 minutes didn't say a word to anybody. And once I looked up, I had, you know, Brian, Kyle come running to me. And then I went on the field and celebrated with the boys. 30 years from now, what I'll remember is the last out that was made. I mean, you got to think, I mean, everybody says, you know, the last out is the hardest one to get. And I think that, to me, that was, it felt like the easiest one. So, we've had tremendous support from the community, several businesses, the school systems. I mean, I appreciate every one of them. I mean, once we decided we and made it to the World Series, I mean, a couple of the boys went around and all the businesses and schools were backing them 100%. So I appreciate every one of them. I mean, well, this team was actually built in 2019 before COVID. We built this team for 8U. And then COVID shut it down. And then I reached out to Kyle and a couple of the other guys and brought them back on board and built this team to go here now. What I try to build on now is I try to get my guys in other age groups to see what these guys did. I try to start my ages at 5 and 6s. So right now I got a 5 and 6 year old group that's come together and they want a taste of it. So we're going to build that 5 and 6 and try to ride them out as long as we can.
Okay, tell us who you are and about your family.
My name is Cole McCoy. My parents' name are Josh McCoy and Laura McCoy.
How old do you think you were when you picked up a baseball for the first time?
I'd say about four or five.
And what was it like playing with these guys? Now, y'all been playing together for some time, but I know you have a lot of fun, but it takes a lot of hard work too, don't it?
Yes, sir. It just takes a lot to get good at baseball and stuff, and that's what people just don't recognize.
Mm-hmm. And that third out, when y'all got that last out, tell me how it felt to you personally.
I just felt relieved because it was a tight game. It was a close game through the whole entire game. Mm-hmm. Then they hit that 2-run bomb with no outs, and I just got my heart just sank. And when Kennan called it, I just felt relieved and stuff.
You could have fell out, huh? Yeah, that had to be exciting. And you that far away from home and to win and to beat these teams from these other states, so it had to feel good, didn't it?
Yes, sir, it did.
What position you play?
I play right field and left field.
Mm-hmm. And what is, I've asked some of the guys this, but what do you think years down the road is a memory that you think you'll never forget about this tournament?
That last out.
Mm-hmm.
Just winning it all and stuff.
And tell me something funny that happened on this trip.
I had to say KJ when we was at the hotel pool and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He just kept on doing belly flops after belly flops, and it was just funny.
And he must be the life of the party.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations. I know you're excited about it. And how did it feel? I saw those rings that y'all got. That's like having a World Series, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it looks like Major League. I don't know what they cost, but how does it feel when they put that ring on you?
Happy.
Yeah.
I just felt like the stuff that I've been hard work I put in the baseball just finally came through and stuff.
Yeah, amen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.